Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for tuning in for another pattern tutorial. Sorry about the sore throat. I have had a virus, a very bad virus, and it's been a couple of weeks and I'm now hopefully at the end of it. Luckily for me, all the tutorials that you've been seeing, I had pre-recorded those, but now it's this one I'm doing on the 29th of December 2024, and so yeah, it's just recovering now, but you will see this much later on. Anyway, this is a 2-row repeat pattern and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'll have a little look here. That's the back side and that's the front side here. So we've got half double crochets in here, and we have slip stitches and we have single crochets, and this is what this creates. You will need DK yarn, lightweight yarn number 3, and a 5mm crochet hook. Excuse me, I did try this with a 4, and I wanted to have it a little bit more, with a little bit more space. I think what adds to it is the tiny little holes that this makes to the pattern, and with a 4mm crochet hook you couldn't actually see those, so this looks like little swirls. Okay, so I'm going to push this aside. I've got some spare yarn here, and I will show you how to begin this with a small sample. The pattern is worked up in a even number chain, so you can chain however many chains you wish. If you're not using lightweight yarn and a 5mm crochet hook, then just work the small sample with me, and this will give you the measurement, the width, and then you can multiply upwards depending on what you want to make, okay? Be it a blanket or a scarf or a cushion cover. Now, the other thing is, before I begin, you can pause the video and a little wheel will appear in the settings. So click on that and you can slow the tutorial down under playback options and put subtitles on if you are having any problems with the speed. Okay, let's begin. So do your slip knot how you do your slip knot. This is how I do mine. And I'll chain a small sample of 14 chains. So go ahead and do those. Okay. At any point, if I've reached the end of the row and you haven't, just pause me, catch up, take your time, okay? It is a 2-row repeat pattern, but for the foundation row, we are going to place a single crochet row. So you never count the 1 on the hook, skip 1, go to the next chain, pop your hook in, pull up the loop and pull through 2. That's your single crochet. Into the next chain, pull up the loop and pull through 2. So you want to single crochet to the end of the row, and in our case you will end up with 13 single crochets. Okay, now we will start the 2-row repeat pattern. So for the first row, you want to chain 1, flip your work over, don't go into this one here, go to the next one and do a half double crochet. So yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up the loop, yarn over and pull through all 3. That's your half double crochet. We are now going to place a slip stitch into the next one. And to do the slip stitch, just pop your hook in, drop the loop, and then pull the loop through the 1 on the hook. Yarn over for the half double crochet for the next one. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull up the loop and pull through all 3. Next one is the slip stitch. So we are alternating half double crochets and slip stitch to the end of the row. you'll have 2 stitches here. You'll place a half double crochet here, and in the very last one here you'll place a slip stitch. But just for this first row additional, so that the work goes nice and straight and doesn't go lopsided, we are going to place another single crochet. But you may be wondering where to pop that. It makes no difference for this row. Just wiggle your hook into here, pull up the loop and pull through the 2. Okay? For the next row number 2, chain 1, and we are going to go into the smaller. So the best way I can describe this is that you skip this one and that one. You go to the one that's got the dash in front of it. That's your half double crochet from the previous row. So we are going to be placing 2 single crochets in there. We will skip one and then 2 single crochets in there. So that you don't get confused where to pop these 2 single crochets. So we're doing 2 single crochets, skipping one, 2 single crochets, skipping one. The best thing to do is remember it like this. So we are going to place the single crochets into the smaller, which are the smaller holes, which is a slip stitch. We're going to skip the one that's got the dash, and we're going to go into the small one, small stitch. We'll skip this one, which is here, and then we'll go to this one. So we should now be placing 13 single crochets. So in order to do that, you go to the very first one, not this one here, go to this very first one here, put your hook in, pull up the loop, single crochet, that's 1, go in again to the same space, that's 2. Skip this one with a half double crochet, go to the next one, which is a slip stitch from the other round, and do 2 single crochets. So now we have 4. We will end up with 13 stitches. So skip the next one, 5 and 6. Skip the next one, 7 and 8. Skip the next one, go to the one after. How much is that? Sorry, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we will be left with 1 here, 11 and 12, and the very last one will go on top of this. You see you're creating, there's our last stitch, then we've got this chain 1 here. Just put it into there. So that's 13 single crochets, and that's what you get from this side. Back to row 1, which is chain 1. At the bottom here, when we did row 1, we placed this an additional single crochet. We won't be doing that from now on, okay? We will be ending with a slip stitch. So yarn over, skip this one, go to the next one and do half double crochet, the next one slip stitch, half double crochet in the next one and slip stitch into the next. So you want to alternate like this, half double crochet and single crochet, and you should end up with a slip stitch. Two stitches remaining here, half double crochet into that one and slip stitch into this very last one here on the end. Excuse me. Okay, that was row 1. Back to row 2, which is chain 1 and 2 single crochets into this chain here, stitch here, first one, and then you skip the one with the half double crochet, remember, and then we go in again. Skip 1, 2 single crochets, skip 1, 2 single crochets. So pop your first 2 single crochets into here, skip this one, and then go to the next one, 2 single crochets. So skip 1 and 2 single crochets into the stitch, slip stitch from the other side. Last one is here, 2 single crochets, and then we'll place the last single crochet on top of this chain 1 here, and you'll have 13 again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, and that's how it's looking. So I will show you two more rows, sorry. So row 1 is chain 1, yarn over, skip the first one, go to the next one and do a half double crochet and a single crochet in the next stitch, slip stitch. So half double crochet and slip stitch into the next, and that will be your pattern. Oh, got myself tangled there. It's a really sweet pattern, and once you get the hang of it, it's very easy to do. It's got a tiny little texture, which is these little whooshes that we make here. So half double crochet and the very last one, slip stitch. Row 1, row 2 is chain 1, 2 single crochets in that very first stitch, skip 1 and then 2 single crochets into the next one, skip 1 and 2 single crochets. Like I said, once you start doing the rows, you'll know exactly where to put your 2 single crochets. It's never the one that's the half double crochet, it's the little one. Stitch next to it. And you end up with 1 single crochet on the end. And that's the pattern. Creates its lovely little, they're trying to show you so that, let me get the bigger piece. So if you look at it like that, you can definitely see these swirls, and here as well. And then if you tilt it this way, you've got this lovely little, can't really see it on the camera, but they just look like little dashes, and that gives you this little texture. Can you see if I tilt it this way? So this is a lovely 2-row pattern. What can I call it? If there's a name for it, then let me know, but it's just one that I've messed around with my hooks. Might call it the swirl stitch. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in for another tutorial, and thank you for your lovely support, ladies and gents. And I've got a few more patterns coming up that I've been working on while I've been poorly, so they're coming up soon. So please do keep an eye out for those. I did alternate my videos so that I would skip 2 days and then do another one, but I've recently changed my schedule, so you'll have 1 day free and then you'll have a pattern on the second day. Right guys, thank you for watching, and please do subscribe, like and share. Thanks for your support. I think I've said that before, but I can never say it enough. And take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.